What's going on? This is I'm in Water Bay. Um, Today I'm gonna try to break down to y'all real quick the history of time, the history of Christianity, the history of the so-called black people, the Moor, the Muslim, whatever you want to call them, in America. I'm gonna break it down to y'all quick. I only got like 15 minutes. It's kind of a lot to cover, so I'm just gonna jump into it. All right, first off, it go like this, right? In the beginning, way back, you had the blacks, you had the Moors. Okay, we live in our own land, and we got our own religions. We got our own pharaohs, popes, priests. Not popes, you know. We got our own pharaohs, the own priests. Um, we had our own order, our own way of life, our own languages, and all this shit, right? He was our whole people. So what happened was, um, the Romans started gathering into Italy, taking over until they took over the whole Italy. And if you're familiar with Egypt, uh, right over Egypt you have the Mediterranean Sea, which then runs across the Mediterranean. You run up into Italy up top. Now, past the Mediterranean Sea, you run into the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, which would serve you around to the Americas. And on the other side of the Mediterranean Sea, you have the Red Sea, which take you around to I believe it's the Pacific Ocean, right? My bad, the Indian Ocean. So the whole thing with Egypt was uh, okay. At the time, it was basically Carthage. Those was the other cities in Africa. Africa, the continent, is not a country. So the other city was Carthage, and above Carthage was all African cities. We even ran far up across East, North, West Africa, way up top, which was Spain. And even further over down to what they call it, the homeland, the Garden of Eden, which is in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. Um, so we had a lot. We was running things, and Africa was rich due to what I'm saying, all just everything. The land was rich in diamonds, oil, and the foods, and what I'm saying, you name it. You know what I'm saying. Um, so by Egypt position where it's positioned at, by the seas and the oceans, and it's the largest continent on the planet. It had a lot going for itself, so we just to control the waters, and we could do trade with the worldwide global world. Okay, Italy sent them top bus knew this. They was pissed off, so they wanted to come down and get in on what we got. They wanted to control the shit, and for the longest, they didn't want to control the whole world. The Carthage was the biggest army back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Before the Roman Empire, Carthage was one of the biggest empires. The Romans claimed they wanted to come over. They claimed they wanted to come over and take over Africa or Egypt or Carthage in these, upper northwest, territories. They want to take it over because they claim Carthage used to sacrifice their kids to the gods in order for rain and stuff like that. So their reason was to come over and attack to stop the killings. But from history that has to be a lie because nobody's ever killed no Nobody's never killed no more people than the Romans. Romans killed more people than anybody that I know about. You know what I'm saying? Kids and everything still to this day. So that gotta be bullshit. It's all about the money because whoever controls the money, as you know, in today's system, controls the world, which is the Federal Reserve Bank. All right. So this, I'm talking about the days when they started establishing this, all this order, control and shit. You know what I'm saying? From Alexander the Great or Alexander the Greek bitch ass to the present day. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I ain't gonna get into all that, but you know who's running this thing right now? It's the Queen. The empire set up in London. It's a 3-city. Shit, I thought it was a ghost in this motherfucker. It's a 3-city state that controlling DC, London, you know what I'm saying, the Vatican. So that's how they set the government up. And then I'm telling you about how it started and they took over us, our religion, languages, and everything, gave us their religions. So, so they came and attacked. So afterwards, okay, after Alexander the Great came, this mob put Ptolemy, set him up as the pharaoh of Egypt. Ptolemy was the first white pharaoh of England. Now, um, give me a second, fix this shit. My fault, my TV was distracting me. But Ptolemy was the first white pharaoh of Africa. And all the pharaohs before him was all black. And they was all known as gods with the small g. All the pharaohs were known as gods. So the Ptolemy dude wanted to be known as a god and wanted to be worshipped as a god, but the people of the land weren't having it because he wasn't there by blood. He was an outsider. He was there by force. So they weren't trying to worship him. Although he had, his authority. So what he did was he started killing people, killing the black people off in order to he started killing them. So then when he go to the other black people that's still alive and tell them, yo, do this, what their option they got. Either you gonna motherfucking do what I tell you, I'm gonna kill your ass too. So in the midst of that, they ended up doing what the man told them and they built statues. And they built a statue of him in this image and they named the statue they named the statue damn it. Time running out and shit. I'm sitting here playing around. Fuck. They named the statue after the man. They call the statue Serapis. I can't even find it in my notes. The statue name was Serapis. And I'm gonna have to find my notes. Serapis translates to the name of the statue Serapis. It was after the Ptolemy dude. Ptolemy changed his name to Soter. And the science it's a science after Soter. It's called soterology, which is the study of salvation, right? So now I'm just gonna go ahead because I'm gonna go ahead. I might not be remember some of the words. I'm gonna go off the top of my head. So he named a statue, and the statue was called Serapis. Now I'm gonna get back to that later. And after the dude Ptolemy was nicknamed Soter, or he changed the name to Soter. He did Ptolemy first, changed the name to Soter, and he had a statue built in this image with a cup on top of his head, and people worship the statue. All right. Now, later on in the story, you got this other dude, Francisco. He was sent out toward the same parts by the Pope and the queen in order to. He was a cardinal, which was just he was a church official. So he was sent out to those parts of Africa to basically kill everyone who didn't convert to Christianity. Everybody that didn't want to go to turn to being Christians, his job was to go kill them, and that's what he did. And he was also the Grand Inquisitioner, who during the Inquisition, they was the ones that burnt the books, kicked the people, took the knowledge. He was also the same man who wrote the first Bible. Actually, they called the Bibles. He was the first one that translated from the original text, which was Hebrew or Greek, whatever, into the language that we now read it in. And he was the mass fucking murderer. He was sent by the Pope, the other mass murderers, and the Queen, who was the rulers of Rome and still is, who was rulers of the Roman Empire. And he was sent by them to kill anybody who was against them. And that's what they did. So during this period of time when they was converted by the Christians, and they was giving the Moors gifts to convert, and they was threatening them and punishing everyone to convert to Christianity. Whoever didn't convert to Christianity, they was basically murdering them and shit. So that's how they got a lot of people to convert and start believing in their God. And they put every time they won a victory or whatever, they gave all the glory to the God, saying the God was the one that did it in order to put the scare tactics to the peoples and everything. So after a period of time, people got to convert to their gods once we started learning their languages, and we lost our own truth about our own self. We lost our own religion, we lost our own sciences, we lost all that. And knowledge after through the deaths and the time won't pass. So this guy came up, his name was Arius. He came up and he started telling people what was going on, you know what I'm saying, about the whole truth of the truth. Telling them the religion was fake and trying to convert people back to the one true real God that everybody was first, you know what I'm saying, worshiping. And which was Allah. And so he was trying to convert everybody. So when the church found out about it, they started up a meeting. And the meeting was called the Council of Nicaea. In this meeting, they went in and they wrote scriptures and they wrote texts to combat what Arius was saying about the church, to kill any doubt about who their God was, who they was put in place. And that's when they made Jesus. When they created Jesus, they took Jesus from that picture of Soter. They changed it from Greek, and then from Greek it went to the Roman Empire, which is, you can tell who he is because he got the same thing on his head. So every time you see Jesus, he got the sun above his head or whatever. It was the cup at first, but it's the same exact picture. And the name means Soter, Serapis means Christo or Christi, which was the nickname of Serapis. So you take off the T.I., you have Christ, which you have the image of Christ right there. So that's a quick, brief breakdown of what's going on. So, like I always say, man, know thyself, because once you know thyself, you know your history. And with history comes all knowledge of self. And therefore, when somebody comes tell you something that goes outside of what you already know, then you have to know they lying to you. You have to really know the truth. So until next time, I'll be with y'all. Peace. Any comments, whatever, hit me at the bottom of the page. Hit me up, whatever. Holla.